like to ask me to teach them to play by ear, but it's a bit of a conundrum because there's no easy answer. But what I want to do with this playlist is give you lots of little challenges and ideas that will help you discover how to do it yourself. We should start with the fundamentals, and I think that one of the most important skills that will help you to play by ear is the ability not just to internalize a pitch, but to tonicize any pitch. The usual way to demonstrate that you've internalized a pitch is just to match it with your voice. La. I, like many of my theory and ear training professors, am not a particularly good singer. So it's not really the quality of my singing that I'm worried about, but just if I can demonstrate that I can match the pitch. And at first, let's start trying to find notes that we think we'll be able to sing relatively comfortably in our range. La, 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 la. And then we can try incorporating notes that are either higher or lower than we might comfortably sing, but then we can sing them in our octave. So, la, la, and so on. You might want to just work on that for a while, but many of us will be able to continue to work on that as we move on to the next step, which is to be able to tonicize any note, which means that you take a note that you hear and not just internalize it, but you make it sound like the tonic or root of some internal sense of harmony. Because a note could be anything in relation to other notes. So this note, la, could be the root of a scale. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Or it could be the third note of a scale. Mary had a little lamb. And so we're going to try to make any note that we hear feel like the first note of a scale. Later, that will also help you to recognize when a note isn't the tonic. Essentially, we're going to sing the dominant or the fifth of any note that we hear. And so that just means that it would be the fifth note of a scale. And so when I hear this, I'll first match it, la. And then at first, it's a good idea just to sing up a scale. Do, re, mi, fa, so. And then I'll check my answer. And I'll give you the shapes to use to check your answer on the guitar neck. The reason I say the dominant or the fifth and not just to sing up 5 notes is because there's also another sneaky answer to this ear training conundrum, which is to sing down to the fifth. So first I'll match a note, and then I can sing 1, 7, 6, 5. And then I'll be able to check my answer. So we have the tonic, la, and we can either sing up to the fifth, la, la, and check, or we can sing down, la, la. And just notice how between the tonic and the dominant, one of the two notes seems to have a little more gravity, like you would end on it more convincingly. And that's the tonic note. And then the other note sort of has this sound like it wants to go back to the tonic. Same thing if I go down. I would probably end on this. That's basically what tonicization is. I'm going to try to do these how to play by ear videos on Sundays, so don't forget to like and subscribe and share with someone who loves guitar. And let's do a little practice together, and then you'll be fine on your own. The first step is to play a random note. Just make sure you can match it, la, and then we're going to either sing up or down to the dominant. And my strategy in university was to imagine either this little fanfare sound or this oompa bass sound to get the answer. And then we'll use the shapes to check. So, a note, la, 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 la. Oh, I f***ed up. And don't worry too much about making mistakes, because a lot of mistakes can be caused by actually having pretty good ears.